Hi, good afternoon, everyone. It's Thursday, January 27th. It's about 12:15 noon here in Chicago. So, salute to Main Man, Made Man in 78. They both went live and talked about the options that Canelo has. One of them that really stood out to me, at least, is PBC offering Canelo $50 million to fight Charlo. So, I don't think Canelo wants to fight Charlo. I know most people think that would be an easy win for Canelo, or at least definitely a win. I don't think so, you guys. I don't think so. I don't know why, but I don't think so. I think Charlo would win that fight. But I don't think Canelo will take it, but we'll see. We'll see. And I'm not saying Canelo's a walk in the park for Charlo. That's not what I'm saying. I just see Charlo pulling it through. I really do. But that's neither here nor there because I don't think the offer will be accepted. But here's what I wanted to say. So I'll put it in the form of a question. That way it doesn't come across as argumentative or, further feeding the polarization of Bud versus Spence. So I'll put it in the form of a question. And, feel free to answer it how you find it to be true. Doesn't this $50 million offer to Canelo kill the whole 60-40 argument? 60-40 is the holdup of why Bud versus Spence won't happen. Isn't that blown out of the water by PBC just making a straight offer of $50 million to Canelo? They can make a straight offer to Bud like that. And I don't know how much it will be, but it could be something very lucrative. They clearly have the money, right? They can make Bud an offer. Forget about that whole 60-40. It was never real anyway. It was just an excuse by, the PBC. And I'm not saying by Spence himself, but I just feel like the $50 million offer to Canelo exposes their pockets and what they could really do to make Bud versus Spence happen. Do you not agree? Do you not agree? And so I never bought into the 60-40 being the holdup. It just didn't make sense to me. It just didn't. Canelo versus Charlo. Canelo is, pay-per-view. Canelo versus Charlo is definitely pay-per-view. If Canelo was able to do pay-per-view with names like Yildirim and them, then certainly Canelo versus Charlo is pay-per-view. We don't even need to argue whether or not Bud versus Spence is pay-per-view. Of course it is. But, this $50 million offer to Canelo kills all of these content creators constantly feeling like they have to dig deep and find research as to why Bud isn't pay-per-view and as to why Bud shouldn't get what Spence gets and all of that. Just make the man a flat, lucrative offer like you did for Canelo. Problem solved. Everybody's happy. You gonna win, I'm gonna win. Tell me if you think I'm naive or not seeing it clearly. I want to reiterate, I never bought into that 60-40 being the holdup. But I think that this PBC offering $50 million to Canelo definitely exposes that they can do such a thing. They don't have to make it a debate between boxers as to who's worth what. They can make Bud a lucrative offer. You're not going to know what he's accepting and what he's not accepting until you make the offer. But you can damn sure make it an offer he can't refuse. That doesn't mean, just like with Canelo, $50 million is an offer he can't refuse. But he might refuse it. That's how it works. But that's still an offer you can't refuse, quote unquote. Because that term doesn't really mean that they won't refuse it. That just means that it's probably far more than what it would probably be worth, or far more than what they've gotten for other fights. So they can make Bud an offer he can't refuse. And again, that 60-40, let it go, man. That's never been the holdup of the fight. But give me your opinion. I want to see Bud versus Spence before they're 38 and 6 months old. I want to see the fight. And make Bud an offer, man. PBC, make Bud an offer. That's all. Thank you for listening. Have a good day. Salute to Scrapbook Boxing. Check out Scrapbook Boxing's latest video. It's really, really good. But all his videos are very good. And you know, when you go to Scrapbook's page, he's covered so many boxers that you can always just like go into YouTube and type in, like, say, Scrapbook Boxing Hagler, Scrapbook Boxing Flowers, Scrapbook Boxing Burley, Scrapbook Boxing Armstrong. Because he has so many videos, that's how you can like navigate, and whatever it is you want to hear about, he got you. He got you. And he got the jazz in the background and everything. Sometimes he'll do hip hop. He did Shook Ones, you know, Mobb Deep, Shook Ones too. So sometimes he'll spice it up with some hip hop, because you know he's a New Yorker too. But salute to Scrapbook Boxing. And yeah, make Bud an offer, PBC. Thank you for listening. Have a good day.